Hi everybody, it's Sandy here, and I just thought I'd pop on. There's a pause point in my day today, and I thought I'd just jump on and just give you both a little update as to what's upcoming in the classes that I've got offering, and also just to sort of check in and see how everybody's doing. I know these are complex times and unprecedented times in our whole experience of our human journey and our connectivity on the earth. Hi, Jonathan. Hi. And it's just an extraordinarily complex scenario that we are dealing with. Hi, Susan. And yet, with the calling really is to try and keep it as simple as possible for our own energy fields to navigate the complexity of what's being revealed on the external landscape. Hi, Kasia. You know, I, like many, have been caught in this overwhelm of awareness of what is actually coming up in our mainstream media, but also, of course, what is being shared on social media as well, and the intensity of the emotional responses that is bringing up. Those of you that follow me on my personal page will know that I really am encouraging people to keep with the simplicity and also with connection to nature. That gives us a grounding, it gives us a sense of presence, and it gives us a sense of connection to that which is known, that which is sustaining in our energy. So these times are calling us to really work with the tools that we have in the tool bag, really calling us to come into that place of mastery of the journey that we've had this far, and you know, the training and the insights. Hi Chris, hi Carolyn, hi Sophie. The training that or the things that we've been drawn to, whether that's been a mastery of energy healing, whether that's been a mastery of working with high frequency food. Hi Joe. However it is that we can work with our own energy field, with our connection to the natural world, and increase our energy for life and our immune system. Clearly, it's been shown that it's a compromised immune system which is giving the most potential of the more devastating effects of the virus, the global virus that we're dealing with. So in my own landscape, of course, the roses are what I return to. I'm a trained energy alchemist. I'm a trained pranic healer. Have been working with pranic healing for the last 20 years. I started with energy, working with energy in 1993. I started with Reiki, as so many people did, you know, and then moved on through working with the crystal kingdom, with numerology, with Sekhem, with the metamorphic technique. I've met a lot of people of recent times that have had a very similar journey, and then, you know, the Celestine prophecy came along, which helped us to understand the energy field even more, and meditation techniques and inner alignment techniques. I think it was pranic healing in hi Claire, in 2000, when I went off to Vancouver Island to meet Master Choa Kok Sui, never having met another pranic healer in my entire life. Hi Maureen. But just absolutely knowing with every fibre of my being, having never even flown long haul on my own before, that I had to go. And so that brought another tool in my tool bag for life of working with energy and working with the chakra system. Those of you that have done any of the study work with the roses with me will know that the original rose set, the Rose 1 set, works very much along the lines of the energy matrix and the energy understanding that came with pranic healing, with the direct teachings that I experienced with Master Choa Kok Sui. So that has been my modality of choice all the way through. And in 2005, I turned my work into much more working with the energy of space. So I started looking at the inner temple in my understanding of energy, and then looking at how that outpictured in the space that we live in, and how it is essential that we live somewhere on the planet, location-wise, that nurtures and nourishes our very essence. You know, our Earth Star chakra connects into the crystalline grid of the earth. So it very much matters whether we are aligned and we feel at home where we live. You know, we don't have to be somewhere that is 100%, but we do need to have be somewhere where we really, our energy field isn't compromised through the location that we are living in. As that actually has another impact. Hi Lisa, hi Kathy, that we can work with. So in this upcoming period, I already have an ongoing series of live rose classes that are running. Just coming up and starting next week on the 22nd is the Rose 3 class, which are the Rose Angels. And these are the 11 roses that work with the 5 wounds to love. They work with abandonment, which sits in the base chakra, base second chakra, betrayal, which sits in the solar plexus, denial, which sits in the throat, judgment, which sits on the third eye, and separation, which sits in the crown. And these roses inspire us to explore our story. Which aspect of this wound pattern did we come in to transmute? Some of us came in with just, one of the wounds to be working with. Some people came in with the complete set. All I know is that every one of us incarnate on the planet, certainly in my wave, the first wavers and the ones that came afterwards within the Indigo group, all came in with at least one of those wounds to work with. And we came to clear it from a soul contract perspective, which we activated through embedding into the genetic coding of the family that we birthed into, which activated the wound that we came to heal, came to work with and master. So these 11 roses form a real key part of the journey of mastery, which is what the Rose Oracle offers. So you don't need to have done any of the other classes. It's beneficial if you have completed Rose 1, because you will understand the foundation from a chakra grid and chakra healing point of view. But the Rose Angels transform to the 5 jewels. And the 5 jewels are self-love, self-value, self-esteem. They are trust of truth, of forgiveness and surrender. And that brings us into a place where the golden heart of the rose can open. It activates the golden heart field, activates the golden light body. So these 11 roses are the keystone. They are the absolute wisdom bringers, if you like, of the Rose Oracle, and particularly Rose Angel 11. And she's come up several times when we've done readings recently. Rose Angel 11 says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and end of your search, and I hand you the golden key. When we have done the work with these 5 wounds to love and activated the jewels which sit into the sovereign crown of our journey, if you like, to queendom, to kingdom, that these can be seen clairvoyantly. They can be seen as rays on the crown, these color rays on the crown that show a path of mastery, a path of having worked with that particular issue, and the opening of this golden field of frequency, which of course improves our immune system. It really activates the light of our very being, and is an absolute key point at this point to be able to have worked with and to have come to a place of that releasing of any storyline or script that you've still got running around your birth family and your storyline. So you can sign up to join our 6-week Rose Angel journey on rosealchemy.com. It's on the events page. So that starts on the 22nd of April, the Rose Angels journey. The next piece to the Rose journey that I've also put up online is Rose 4, which is the Rose Bagua. Now, the fact that we are being held at home, we are being held in social distancing, now is the perfect opportunity to explore your space, to explore your relationship to your space. You know, are you surrounded by things that you love? It is said that we shouldn't have anything around us that we don't absolutely love or is useful. These are the 2 criterias for anything that we have in our space, because our space is an external mirror of what's going on inside here. So if you've got clutter, if you are reluctant to let things go, what colours are you choosing to have around you? It's really interesting. This year in particular, there's been a real shift of the colours that I'm choosing to have around me here in the Rosie Temple space. Colours that I've not chosen to have around me before, but it's a mirroring back to me, if you like, of the shift in consciousness that is going on in my journey. So the Rose 4 and the Rose Bagua, and the Bagua is a box of 9 squares. And when I started developing the Rose path, and as many of you know, I didn't have any idea that there was any more than the original 11 that arrived in 2010. But when we got to the Rose Bagua, not only was there a big debate going on in the shower, which is always where I get the downloads, no, can I call you anything else? Can I call you, life codes, light codes? Can I call you anything? And it's like, no, we're a Bagua. And a Bagua is a feng shui term of these 9 areas of life. And each one is significant to our understanding of our story and our understanding of our connection to our space. Given where we are right now in our proximity to home and our time spent at home, perhaps this is a wonderful opportunity to actually explore what your relationship is to your space, and can anything be refined and defined, refined and aligned to where you want to go. What's calling you forward? What is it in this pause point, in this massive global pause point that we're experiencing? What is it that you want to anchor as a vision, We are visionaries for this new future. We are visionaries to understand. We're energy alchemists. We are masters of this storyline. So when we can look at the quality of the energy in our space and say, actually, yeah, I recognize this is a piece that is of my past. This is a piece that's stagnant for me. What am I wanting to activate? What am I wanting to align? So the Rose Bagua in the Rose 4 class, which starts on the 9th of June and is a 5-week class. So the Rose Angels, Rose 3, are a 6-week class that is once a week for 6 weeks, starting, as I say, on the 22nd of April. The Rose Bagua starts on June the 9th, and it's a 5-week class of exploring the inner feng shui of love. What is it in this inner heart field that is being outpictured in your space? And, you know, when we can see what's going on, we've got the opportunity to shift that. So in between those two, I have 2 more 2-hour classes. On the weekend of the 2nd and 3rd of May, I was due to hold back-to-back classes here in the Rosie Temple. One was a day of space alchemy, of learning how to read, refine, and align your space. So using all of the space clearing tools and techniques that I've used for the last 20 years of working with clients and the energy of their spaces. Many of you will know that that was a really key part of my journey for a really long time. I've done hundreds and hundreds of consultations in the UK, Europe, Scandinavia, and particularly on the east coast of the States, helping people understand the psychology of their spaces and also to clear predecessor energy, clear the old stories from the past, to reset the space. So as I can't do an in-person class here in the Rosie Temple at this point, I'm offering 2 2-hour classes. One on the 2nd of May, which is really about protocols and how to walk around your space, looking at it from a new lens, looking at it from a place of inquiry and curiosity as to what it is, the energy of what it is you're living with. And the second class on May the 3rd is a I'm condensing a class that it was called Sanctuary for the Soul. So this is very much about working with what expands your auric field, what your alignment is to your space, and how you create high frequency space for you and your loved ones to navigate through this process. And also, how do you upshift the energy if you have had somebody in your space who's, you know, could have had the virus, could have been sick, or has generally, you know, had a low energy or a low sense of well-being. How do you shift the energy of depression? How do you shift the energy of overwhelm? And with that, we'll also be working with the roses, because the roses create really beautiful high frequency space. So I'll be showing you how to create a very simple rose grid. If you work with the Crystal Kingdom, we can weave the roses and the crystals. The crystals and the roses love working together, because the roses, as many of you know, is a pentagram geometry. The rose opens her 5 sepals in the same way that you would draw a 5-pointed star, and then explodes from that bud. The Crystal Kingdom is trigonal, is cubic, is hexagonal, is octagonal, is amorphous. You don't find pentagram frequency in crystals, not by nature. So you can see that they actually weave really well together. So we will be looking at how you can create really high frequency space to support you and your family through this this intense time. I really do feel that this is a reset button on the planet, that actually you know, if we can move beyond the contraction, if we can move beyond the fear, and it is very easy to fall into that treacle pot, as I well know myself. So, you know, it is about being able to use the tools and the techniques, those places that we have already some degree of mastery, into being really able to activate them as high frequency tools to support us in this process, so that we are ready to be, you know, just amazing way showers and support for others as we move through to 220 and into 221. So thank you for joining me. It is just today, it is just really about connecting in, and an update on the classes that I've got that are on the website right now. And yeah, lovely to see you if you feel drawn to come and either explore your space and setting high frequency space and grids on May the 2nd and 3rd over that weekend. Just a 2-hour class on the 2nd and a 2-hour class on the 3rd. As I say, the Rose Angels, a 6-week journey of exploring the 5 wounds to love and activating the Golden Heart Field, starting next Wednesday the 22nd, and the Rose Bagua class that starts on the 9th of June, the inner feng shui of love, exploring your inner temple. Okay, it's lovely to see all your little messages coming up. Thank you so much. It's just, I'm doing this journey on my own here, and so actually, you know, connecting on social media or doing the Zoom classes is just, it's a respite for me and me. So anyway, I hope all's well in your world, and you know, we've been very blessed with some sunshine here. So from my Rosie Temple space, you know, I'm sending you much love, and yeah, thank you for joining me today. It's just lovely to see your little faces come up and the little things. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you indeed. Much love. Bye for now. Oh, thank you for all the little hearts and things. How lovely. Thanks. Bye for now. Bye-bye.